Hello and welcome to 11 Minutes to Health. My name is Dr. Greg Benkin, and I'm excited because tonight we're going to be talking about a new concept that's sweeping across chiropractic care, spinal hygiene, and the importance of a healthy spine you should have on your path towards true health and wellness. So when it comes to what is spinal hygiene, I've never heard this word before. I feel like you're making something up. Spinal hygiene is this. It's actually a set of practices that are associated with the preservation of the spine and maintaining the spine's health. And why is the spine so important? Because it's there to protect your brain and your spinal cord, and it's actually also attached to your brain and spinal cord. So we know with individuals, if they have a healthy spine, they have a healthy mind. So we want to make sure that we're giving individuals this set of practices that we can do to help preserve their spine's health. Now, this sounds like a foreign concept, but actually it isn't. So there is precedence in making sure that we're preserving our body's health. And it's through the dental profession that we've noticed this. So in 1890, Willoughby Miller found out that bacteria, whenever it eats sugar, it's going to secrete an acid. So that was found out over 130 years ago. Now, this dentist, Dr. Alfred Fons or Finesse, we'll pronounce it one way or the other, but he was convinced that just 16 years later, figuring out this research that, well, how can we help preserve people's teeth? So he created the concept of dental hygiene that we know of today. So he taught individuals about bacteria, about tooth decay, and about how if you were to brush and floss and take care of your own teeth, you can make sure that you have great oral hygiene. Because up until 1913, a lot of dentists were pulling teeth. And in fact, a lot of dentists continue to pull teeth for decades later because a lot of people just said, Dr. Alfred, you're nuts, this concept, there's no way this can work. People don't want to take care of their own teeth. People just don't want to spend that time doing that. And what have we noticed in the last 100 years? 90% of people go to the dentist, or I should say 90% of people take care of their own teeth. And 1 in 2 people actually say that they visit their dentist regularly. So again, this is not a foreign concept. So dentists want to make sure that you're taking care of your teeth. So it's very likely that, especially if you're my age or maybe just a little bit older, your parents taught you how to brush your teeth when you first got your teeth, maybe when you're 2 or 3 years old. Now, you're very likely, if you have young kids, you're teaching your kids right now, again, how to brush and take care of their teeth. Now, I want you to think back, go back to your grandparents. Do they have all their teeth? When did they get their teeth pulled? I remember vividly, I looked at my grandma and I was so confused why her mouth was orange. And I didn't find out till later that she has dentures. I had no idea as a kid because I was taking care of my own teeth. My parents were taking care of their own teeth. Why does grandma's teeth look different? It's because of this, how long it took for people to understand that you can take care of your body to prevent stuff from breaking down. So when it comes to your spine, again, this is all about spinal hygiene. There are certain principles that it doesn't matter what profession you're in, it doesn't matter what you do, everyone agrees with this, and it's irrefutable, that your spine should be straight up and down when you look straight ahead. And then from the side, there should be 3 curves. Going back, forward, and back again, because it's all about weight distribution. And again, it's all about making sure we take care of your brain and the spinal cord that's within it. So this is in every single textbook, every single health practitioner, irrefutable. This is the way your body should be, your spine should be. The spine should be, again, that certain alignment. You should have full range of motion, and the muscles around there should be healthy. But the problem is we're not taking care of our spine. So comes down to this: how do we make people aware of, you got to take care of your spine? So these are images that I took in my office. And so these are people between the ages of 15 and 50. And guess what? You'd be surprised. Again, 1 in 3 teenagers have spinal degeneration. 80% of 50-year-olds have spinal degeneration. Less than 1% of people are actually doing some type of exercise to help preserve their spine's health. And less than 5% of people see a chiropractor regularly. So with these x-rays, we're actually seeing different levels of degeneration. Again, your spine is so important. It's there to protect your brain and your nervous system. So if we know Well, if the dental profession can find the source of why it is that tooth decay happens, and then over time and through education, helping people out and teaching people just by simply, again, your dentist literally gives you a toothbrush every 6 months to take care of your own teeth, then is there something that I can do or we can do as a profession to give you that toothbrush so that way you can take care of your spine's health at home? So the protocol is this. There are 4 things that we have noticed when it comes to spinal hygiene and spinal hygiene care. Number 1, we want full range of motion. Again, we want strength to the muscles around the bones itself. And then in certain cases, whenever the spine gets out of alignment, if it's not straight up and down, or if those curves are off, we have techniques and things we can do to help remold that tissue and get you back into that perfect alignment or ideal alignment. And part of that also is with chiropractic care. So at the bottom line, what is spinal hygiene? Again, I can't emphasize enough, it's there to maintain the health of your spine and your nervous system. So for many individuals, when they hit that degeneration, again, those images, they were between the ages of 15 and 50 years old. Degeneration, we can't reverse. Now, you got to think, that's another 40 to 70 years of life that they have to deal with that spine or that degeneration. And ultimately, it's going to run down into this. There's going to be some end-of-life healthcare costs that maybe they didn't see. So right now, just for a spinal surgery, it's between $80,000 and $150,000. Now, insurance might help with that. You know, they may help with a portion of that. But whenever you go for an orthopedic surgery, they don't just say, okay, let's do this. No, they'll say, why don't you try some conservative care, some chiropractic care, maybe some physical therapy, and just see if we can push off the surgery until later. So that's like saying, all right, let's just fill your teeth with a bunch of cavities, but you know, eventually down the line, let's just pull them all later anyway. So the costs leading up to it's great, you know, because ultimately we want to make sure we're taking care of your spine. And with making sure that you're taking care of your spine, also we're looking at reducing the pain and disability and ultimately improving the quality of your life. So what I have for you is start one thing and make it a habit. Now, I was frantically putting together a YouTube video and then my internet went out, all this stuff. So it's definitely, I had a clip ready for you and I'm gonna send that in the future. But the one habit I want you to do today is start implementing some spinal hygiene exercises for your daily habit. And what that has to do is range of motion. So let's just do with our head and neck today. So I want you to take your head, I want you to tilt it to the left. I want you to hold there for 10 seconds. And while I'm talking, it's for a reason. We want those joints to open up. We want those discs to get the nutrients in and the toxins out. Because when you're a kid, there's blood vessels that go to these discs to help then actually improve your height. So that's why kids grow so quick, so tall, so fast, because they actually have blood vessels that's going in there. Now, if you haven't done it already, I want you to tilt your head to the other side for 10 seconds. So as we start to get older, we have to actually move our joints. We need that movement to actually get our discs to move, to get the nutrients in and the toxins out. It's called imbibition. You don't have to know that word. You just have to know that movement is the key to help preserve my spine's health. After that, I want you to rotate to the side. Hold for 10 seconds and the other side. Again, we hold for that reason. We just want this to be a nice, relaxing position. And just like that dentist is giving you that toothbrush right now, I'm handing you that toothbrush right now. Here's something you can do every single day, at least once or twice a day, to preserve your spine's health. So after you've done 10 seconds on both sides, I want you to look up to the ceiling. Again, 10 seconds. And then looking down. And hold for 10 seconds. Again, this should be nice, easy, and relaxing. So in the future, please look out for that YouTube video. So really, what is it? It's the opportunity to make sure that we are helping and getting you onto a path of wellness. You shouldn't be living with pain. You shouldn't be living with symptoms. And having that opportunity to have something you can do at home to make sure that you're taking care of your spine's health every single day for the longevity of looking outward and saying, I'm going to live until I'm 85, 90, or 100. So if you're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old right now, you got to think, you got another multiple decades, handful of decades of life to live. So absolutely start today to make sure that you're looking towards that long-term outlook. Right now, we are running a new patient gift of health. So if you're that individual right now listening and it's, hey, I don't know the health status of my spine, or I just want to know what's going on, you know what? Absolutely, let's do a consultation. Let's figure out what it is that's going on. Or also with that, if you know someone right now in your life who's running to that, you know, I just feel old. I'm getting old, and you know they're not because they still have plenty of years ahead of them. Let's make sure we're taking care of the most important thing. Again, that's your spine, because it's there to protect your brain and spinal cord. And not only that, share these exercises with them. Anybody can do them. You can be 3, 30, or even 90 years old. If you have a spine and you're moving, here's that toothbrush. So I want you to educate that person who's just saying they're feeling a little stiff that day. Now, this is spinal hygiene. This is absolutely important of making sure you have a healthy spine on your path towards true health and wellness. So thank you so much for attending. So I have the list in front of me of participants. Thank you so much for spending your Thursday evening with me. I actually have a gift for you. So we'll be announcing our winners tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. on Facebook Live. And with that, if you haven't already, please follow us on social media. We have an awesome blog post. We're actually getting to TikTok too. We're showing a lot of great x-rays and also health tips. So if you're on the TikTok, why don't you follow me at Northwood Chiro and Wellness. Ultimately, love to help, love to educate. So if you know anybody who would love to learn more about this, all these will be available on YouTube very soon. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.